Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Trivone Podcast. The podcast where I'm the only one who needs to buckle up, I guess. I don't know. I've already done it, but let's get this podcast on the road. Or let's drive this podcast home. Honestly, that kind of works. I wasn't really sure if I was gonna record today, but I thought I would. I had a short day. I worked 10 to 2. I need to come back here tomorrow, even though I don't work for the next 2 days, because I gotta get my check, and I'm like broke. Which sucks, but it'll all work out, hopefully. That's the plan. Anyway, so I think the reason I recorded this, or at least probably the main reason that I can think of off the top of my head that I decided to record today, is because we finally got news. There is going to be a Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition that apparently it has some additions to the story, or at least like adds on to the very end point. Now, a lot of people have a good idea of what's going on, I guess, but I've also not played through too many of the games. At least I've only beaten Xenoblade Chronicles X story-wise. I believe I'm on chapter 10 in Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. I've barely gotten past the tutorial in 2, and I don't think I got past the final part of the tutorial in 3. So I've got a long way to go, but that's what I'm gonna do once I get home. That's my plan. I'm free today. Me and my podcast friend are gonna play No Man's Skies tomorrow. He didn't really like the Cursed Expedition all that much, which, like, apparently that's a general sentiment of a lot of people, is that they don't care for it too much. Some people like it, but I'm neither for nor against it. I guess just like it's an expedition. I don't really remember what the first one was like, but it was something. It was definitely more challenging. That could be just because there wasn't as much stuff in the game at the time. Let's see. So, I'm really excited. So, Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. Well, I'm just going to shorten it to XDE, honestly. So, XDE is supposed to come out the 20th of March, I think? Yeah, March, next year. And I'm very excited. It's something I've been waiting for, in a way. Like, I wasn't sure they were going to re-release it at all, but I was hoping they would at least release a sequel. Maybe so my friend told me about it because I was asleep when the news came out. He messaged me like an hour after it happened, and that's when I woke up. Well, yeah, he messaged me about it, and then like an hour after he messaged me about it, or after the video came out, I woke up and took a look at it. I'm so psyched. I'm a little curious how they're going to handle a one-screen Xenoblade, because the map is kind of specific. Which is that it's important, but also, like, how do you play in docked mode? Like, they gonna give you like a menu navigation for that, or like what's going on? Like, and then my friend, I haven't heard too much about it. There's been rumors that the multiplayer is going to be the exact same. I wouldn't put it past any gaming company for that. Like, honestly, like. So the original Xenoblade Chronicles X multiplayer was very limiting. You could do specific missions that were locked to a location, time restricted, level restricted, which level restricted means that if you're above a certain level, it lowers your level, and you have to be at least a certain level to start that mission or join it. And most of them are like really short things, where it's like you fight a couple waves of enemies and whatever. I'm just thinking, how do I wonder if there's a way to transfer my data from my Wii U save to my Switch save once it comes out. I'm sure it won't be official. It might be really hard if the game saves to the cartridge. I'll have to figure that out. I mean, I guess if I get the digital edition, it would be fine, but then how do you, like, make it so that it follows the one user? I don't know. And now that the eShop is closed down, they probably won't send out any updates or anything. So that sucks. Anyway, I'm if you can't tell, I'm really excited about this. Like, I am honestly extremely excited. I cannot wait. Murderous Madness, I believe it was called, may or may not be coming to an end, sadly. Though maybe it just means we're gonna get another torch. The torch will be passed. Maybe we'll rotate Murderous counterclockwise now. That'll be interesting. I wonder, maybe I should do it. I mean, I'm terrible at, like, setting stuff up, but, like, I could probably do it. Wouldn't be that hard. All I have to do is remember the previous week. And then, rotate the picture exactly, like, 5 degrees. So, for people who are unaware, Murderous is a character in Xenoblade Chronicles X. There's a picture of her for one reason or another. It's a normal picture, like an in-game screenshot, basically. And while waiting for news about anything involving Xenoblade Chronicles X, really, people decided to rotate a picture 5 degrees once a week, every week, until we got news on it. I believe it has been 301 weeks, which is the equivalent of almost, 52 weeks in a year, so 50, so that would be almost 6 years. I believe you need 310. So 50, 104, 156, 208, 250, 60, and then 312. So we're 11 weeks short of 6 years without news. And we still haven't technically gotten news, but we've gotten hope. Now that the Xenoblade Chronicles trilogy has ended, technically, the Xenoblade Chronicles X trilogy can start, or however many. Or, that continuity can start, which I understand. I think I remember I got spoiled a lot on what the events are that are going, or how the world works in the Xenoblade Chronicles trilogy, which is simply one. Well, so Xenoblade Chronicles, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Which I do own all of them. Well, I own the definitive edition for Xenoblade Chronicles. But, you know, it's the same thing. And then I own I own them all on Switch, basically. And then I have Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U, and hopefully, eventually, I will be able to play it on the Switch or Switch 2. People are for some other people, I don't know if it's like, there are some people in Xenoblade Chronicles subreddit or Xenoblade Chronicles X subreddit that are suggesting that we're supposed to get Switch news around spring next year, so 2025. I don't know where they got that. It would be cool if Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition was a Switch 2 release, or whatever it's supposed to be called again, I forget. But, you know, I'm not crossing my fingers. I just hope that, I think Monolith Soft, or whatever, I think. I mean, they know what they're doing. They made the game, so. But, you know, I hope they take a look at multiplayer, see what they can do about that, because it would be so good if there was, like, functioning multiplayer. Even just 4 players. Like, the game functionally could have had it in the Wii U days. Honestly, I don't see why it couldn't. Like, after you beat the story, it's like, and so, like, the thing is, the world itself doesn't change. There's no, like, real change to the world, regardless of, like, what you do in it, from what I remember. There's, like, one change, but you'd have to know where it is. And that's really specific. So it's, and even then, like, that doesn't mean like a lot. I don't think you can fast forward the story like that. Either way, I'm psyched. I cannot wait for XDE, honestly. So when I get home today, I am going to be playing. I'm going to continue playing through Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, where I am at Chapter 10 currently, because I'm going to play through them in order, but I did the tutorials for them, and I'm just going to say this, I like the combat system from X and the original Xenoblade Chronicles better, like the 8 and then the special in the middle. I like that. I really like that. Like, I don't know if that's a thing that, but like I've played the tutorials or whatever. I've done a little bit of combat in both Xenoblade 2 and 3, or Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and 3, and they use a different system. And I don't know if it gets updated at some point, but for now, I do not like it. You have like 3 arts in a special scale, or like 4 arts, and I'm just like, but the coolness of having like 8 different moves to use at once. Maybe some people didn't like that, but like I got used to it. And originally I wasn't sure I liked it, but that was before I knew anything about Xenoblade. I was like, oh man, I thought this was gonna be like a way more hands-on game. Like, you know, you aim the gun, you shoot the gun, or whatever. But it wasn't. I guess it was off game, more or less. And maybe the appeal of 2 and 3 is that they feel a little bit more hands-on, since you have to like just hit like the buttons on the alphabetical D-pad, or whatever you want to call that, like ABXY, whatever those buttons are called. You just hit one of those buttons instead of using left and right on the D-pad to scroll through your options. But I don't know. I like the original 2 better, I guess. I like that system better, and I don't know if I can go into the options at some point, or if there's like a setting or something that will come up along the way that I need to do to get it, but that's just my preference, I guess. I think I've mentioned that before, honestly. It's not. I pretty much never not mention it when I'm bringing up the games. But anyway, I have to see if I can somehow speed through them without speeding through them, because I appreciate the story. Sorry. A truck was slowing down in front of me. They came to a stop and I don't know why. So I just went around them because I'm on a back road near my home now. Anyway, I'm really psyched, honestly. I am. And so that's what I'm going to be doing today, and then tomorrow I'll be playing No Man's Skies with my podcast, with my pod buddy. And hopefully we can help him finish the expedition. I did it on my own, and then I didn't realize that you couldn't join someone in an expedition, because I looked it up and there's something from like I think a year or 3 years ago that, but apparently no, they're in separate servers basically. So even if you go to the same location, you won't be able to join them. And if you try and join them through an invite, you'll have to join through an expedition save invite. So you have to be in an expedition save because it's within a different server, which makes sense, I guess. But I guess it's the more you know. So and I am home. So I'll have to leave you guys with that. I guess I'll keep you updated on my journey through the Xenoblade Chronicles trilogy. That'll be fun. I hope. It should be. If I'm not having fun, then it would defeat the point of it. Though I will say, I feel like I'm not gonna like Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Just like in general. Like, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 starts off really interesting, and I can't wait to see where that goes. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, not so much. At least not for me personally. Everyone's each their own, of course, but at least for me, I don't. I mean, I'm gonna play through it, of course, but like, I don't know. And maybe it'll get interesting later. But for now, it's just kind of, it is what it is. And what it is to me is not all that interesting. So, but I think I bought the DLC for 2 and 3, so I've got that ahead of me. As I think they have, yeah, because there's the Torna, the Golden Country for Xenoblade 2, and then there's like a DLC Wave Pass thing that I own for 3. Yeah, either way, can't wait to play. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I think there are some, like, I think the little grandpa thing in 2 seems interesting, but I don't know. Anyway, I need to go inside so I can actually play the games that I'm talking about. Well, mainly Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, but that's besides the point. Anyway, thank you all for listening and joining me on this drive home. I hope to see you in the next one, and You know, if you liked it, leave a like. If you didn't, you don't have to. I appreciate you all being here, and have a great next 24 hours. Bye.